Hey, welcome everybody to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I'm your humble host, Ant, and this week we're going to take a look at my Smashing Pumpkins collection. Gonna, go through most of the box sets that I have and some of the albums. As you can tell behind me, I'm a pretty big Pumpkins fan, always have been since the early days. I jumped on the Pumpkin bandwagon and have been a fan ever since. Got some cool stuff in my collection. I'd love to share it with everyone, so that's what we're going to do. And it's kind of fitting because we're in that time period here in No Shave, November, between Halloween and Thanksgiving. So that's the perfect place to take a big slab of Smashing Pumpkins pie. At least I think so. So let's get into it. What we're going to do is something a little different. I don't do this too often, where I start off with the newest thing and work my way backward, or in some sort of random order. I usually start with the beginning of the collection and work our way through. Not today. Pumpkins just released a new album, which also really was released back in August. So they released the album digitally, and that album is Aghori, Mhori, Me, or My, depending upon how you pronounce it. And this is the special edition version, okay? If you buy it elsewhere, other than right through the band like I did, it's going to have a same cover, but it's going to be in black and white. And on the back here, you see the Hindu goddess Kali, Kali the Destroyer, okay? And take a look at the gate. Also some Indian-themed artwork, I would say. And aside from getting this variant on the cover, the bonus was that when you got the album through the band, it came with this booklet, which I believe the standard version comes with it too, which has all the information regarding the album as far as the lyrics go. And then we have the vinyl itself, which is also fitting for the Pumpkins. This really cool marbled orange. So we'll take that out. If you haven't heard this album, it's a great Latter-day Pumpkins album. I really dig it. You've got some really cool tracks on here. It kicks off with Eden. Pentagrams is a great tune. Sig Hummy. Pentecost I really like as well. War Dreams of Itself, great song. Who Goes There? 999, which is fantastic. Go With the Fall. Sycoris and Murnau. And Murnau, you gotta wonder. So it's like Murnau. It's like, all right. So you have Sycoris. Let's start off with that. Sycoris, they mention Kali, which kind of makes sense. That's how she ended up on the album cover. And then you have Murnau. It's like, all right, Murnau. Why does that sound vaguely familiar? Well, somewhere along the line, Billy decided he was going to be a vampire. And it kind of makes sense when you name a song Murnau, who happens to be the film director for Nosferatu. So you have that as well. Another cool thing that was a bonus with this record was this. It comes with this additional single, okay? Basic Black, it is a 45. Cool thing is I don't have to get the 45 adapter to listen to it. It's, I've got two songs that aren't on the album. You got Formosa, and you also have Our Lady of Sorrows, both very good songs. They could have, I guess they could have put on the album if they wanted to have if they had to, extend it out if they wanted to. And I was kind of surprised that this album came out so quickly on the heels of Autumn, or Autumn, as they call it, because that's a triple vinyl album. And whereas that album sometimes feels overwhelming, this album sells along pretty quickly. You've got the powerhouse drumming of Jimmy Chamberlin. You've got, the fuzzed out guitars and squealing guitars from Billy and James, as well. Of course, you've got the very acquired taste of Billy Corgan's nasal bray of vocals. I guess if you dig those vocals, you're gonna dig everything that the Pumpkins do. It's the way Billy sings. He's never tried to change it, and I'm cool with it, so that's fine. So this is the new Smashing Pumpkins album, Aghori, Mhori, Me, with the great Kali on the back. All right, so let's look at some random stuff in my collection. Like I said, I have some cool things from the Pumpkins. Some of the stuff like, the reason why, I always like to have a nice backdrop, right? So the reason is that because I also have other things along the same vein, so I can look at those this way. One of the cool things I have, they put out the Zeitgeist album, and this came in several different formats, and I picked up this little like picture book of it. It has the CD in back, and it's got some cool artwork, where you have the picture there, and it's kind of like almost like you're watching TV. It's like a pop-out picture there, and it also shows on the other side once you flip it. And this was a decent album from the Pumpkins. It was kind of in that Lost in the Wilderness period for them, but it's all right. Not their best album, but cool little packaging to have. Speaking of cool packaging, all right, if you're a Pumpkins fan, you know that Billy had this concept to not release albums, because at the time there was very much, iPods were the big thing, and it pretty much became like a singles game almost. And instead of releasing a massive album, what he decided to do was have this project called Tear Gardens for Kaleidoscope. And I have a couple of the special editions of those. This is kind of neat. You have this, it's a little wooden box. I'm going to be very careful with this. So it comes with this funky blue single, all right? And also in there is this little crystal, okay? A little obelisk crystal that came with it. And in addition to that, underneath, let's take this out gently, it also has, a CD, all right? And this is Tear Gardens by Kaleidoscope, Volume 1. It has Song for a Son, Stitch in Time, Astral Plays, and Whole, what's the last song on this? Widow Makes My Mind, Widow Wake My Mind. It's been a while since I listened to this one, but it is a cool package. Dig this very much. And I don't even remember where I got this from, because it came out a while ago. It came out in probably, I want to say, early 2000s, maybe late 1990s. But first volume, Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope. And I have another one of those as well. And we'll dig through that. We'll pull that out. And this was kind of funky as well. Now, the deal with this was, this is volume 2, all right? And you have this very foiled, shiny wallpaper, and that's exactly what it is. It's a wallpaper pattern. And, Billy's the same age as me, born in 68. Now you know how old I am. And you know how old Billy is. And, this is something that was like, that you saw in people's houses back in the 70s. I had some pretty garish wallpaper in my mom's house that was avocado green and harvest gold. Ooh, beautiful. So as far as this goes, this is the second chapter in the Smashing Pumpkins 44-song concept album. Never got through all of them. I think he released about 34 of them. And this has 5 new tracks. This is a limited edition box that includes a deluxe 12-inch vinyl picture disc and a 4-song EP in a letter-pressed sleeve. And that's the CD right here. All right. Very cool looking. All right. And as you always hear me say, I'm not big on, I like box sets, but I'm not big on picture discs, and I'm not big on bootlegs. But here it is. Picture disc, pumpkin style. All right, very cool looking. All right, and you have that wallpaper pattern here. And this is volume 2 of Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope. And this one's called The Solstice Bear. So you have that. And like I said, I'm not a big guy on picture discs or bootlegs, so what am I going to show you next? Bootlegs? Now, I will say this. Is it a bootleg if it's officially released by the band through the band website? Now, it's not released through their record company, but it is released through their website. And Billy and the Pumpkins have released a bunch of these, and we're going to go through a bunch of them. start off with this one. This one I've been listening to a lot lately. This one is London by Day, okay? And if you're interested in purchasing this, you can go to Madame Zuzu's. That's Madamezuzuz. Madame Zuzu's. That is a tea shop that Billy has that his wife runs. And it's in Chicago, and you can actually not only go there and have tea, they have small shows there. Billy's played there, obviously. A few weeks back, they did a weekend for Bozo the Clown. For those of you that are old enough to remember Bozo, Bozo was a Chicago native, and they had a Bozo the Clown weekend there. Kind of funky, kind of weird, but it kind of fits, Billy's whole MO. So this, London by Day, all right, take a look at, I got the front cover there, obviously Big Ben, the back cover there. And this is a pretty funky looking vinyl. Let's take this out. And it's kind of like an orangey, harvesty gold and black marble vinyl. And this one, 2-album set. It goes through some interesting stuff in the Pumpkins catalog. It has on here One and All, Being Beige, Hummer, Tiberius, which I dig, Tonight, one of my favorite songs, Drum and Fife, Glass and the Ghost Children, Monuments, Disarm, Zero, Bullet with Butterfly Wings, Fame, cover of Fame, Avador, and Burnt Orange Black, which kind of goes with the album coloring itself. Let's see if we can pull this out, let you see the other one as well. It's, it's a different color. I would call this snot. Snot's a good word for it, right? Snot with black. So you have that 2-album set available at Madame Zuzu's. I will tell you this, they are limited edition and they are not cheap, but they're worth it. They sound fantastic. They're basically right off the soundboard. And like I said, is it a bootleg? I don't know. It's not released officially by their, by their company, but it is released by the band. I have 2 other ones, actually 3 other ones, 2 more Pumpkins ones and 1 of Billy. This one is Live at the Viper Room, and this is pretty cool. So it's, another 4 slabs of vinyl, but it's all basic black. It's on what they call Martha's Music, which is Billy's label. And the first side of the first album is James Iha, solo. Okay, just doing stuff from his solo album. You've got Be Strong Now, 1 and 2, Country Girl, and Sound of Love. Then Billy takes the stage and he occupies the remainder of the first album as well as the entire second album. You have To Sheila, Perfect, Let Me Give You the World. Let Me Give the World to You, sorry. Once Upon a Time, Daphne Descends, Ava Adore, Crestfallen Shame, Tear, Blissed and Gone, and finishes up with the awesome 1979. Very cool album to have. Once again, Madame Zuzu's. And then we have Live from Kawasaki. All right, Live at Kawasaki. And this is an older show. This is from February of 92, as you can see by the date right there. And on this, we've got Drown, which I absolutely love. Tristessa, another early track, which I love. Slunk, Window Pane, Bury Me Snail. Then kicking off side C, Siva, love Siva. Luna, Blue, I Am One, and closing out with the monster, Silverfuck. You gotta dig that, and it sounds really good. Next one we have, all right, from this is from the WPC Archives, William Patrick Corrigan, and this one's called Neath the Darkest Eaves, the Complete Sessions. You've got an old school bard-like photo there. And on this, we have the Complete Sessions. We have The Spaniards, The Long Goodbye, Pale Horse, Half-Life of an Autodidact, Aeronaut, Now and Then, Friends and Lovers, Antietam, I always pronounce that wrong, Amaranth of a Broken Heart, Mandarin, To Sheila, Zoe, Tonight, Processional, Shiloh, Archer, Soma, Age of Innocence, and Muzzle. Another excellent album from Billy. Definitely worth checking out. Now, you might have noticed up behind me, all right, I have the greatest hits package, right? Rotten apples. And that's very cool to have. You know, it's like if you're not a huge pumpkin fan and you're looking for a place to dive in, that's a good place to start. You know, you get everything that you want, you know, from a certain period of the pumpkins, and it's great. It's a great place to dive into their earlier stuff. Cool thing that also I tracked down in my travels, I guess you could say, was this. All right, looks similar. Obviously, the same photo shoot, different picture. And this is Pure Acoustic, Unplugged and More from 1993. And this is a double, all right? And you see early photo of the band there. I think James is channeling his inner Yoko Ono in that picture. And you also got Darcy and Jimmy Chamberlain, who's an absolute beast on drums. And this is a great set. This is basic black vinyl, so there's really nothing to show you there, so I won't even bother. But the track listing is really stellar. You've got Rocket, Cherub Rock, Today, Disarm, Space Boy, Dancing in the Moonlight, Landslide, cover Landslide, which is, you know, classic cover from Fleetwood Mac, By June, Mayonnaise, Hummer, Blue, Siva, Smiley, Suffer, and closing out with Rhinoceros. If you dig acoustic music, and I'm a big acoustic music fan, heavy stuff like this, especially from a band that's known for being like super heavy, and you know they have a very thick, fuzzed out sound, the Pumpkins. It's really nice to hear everything stripped back, you know, and just hear the rawness of the song itself. It's a really nice change. Definitely worth hunting down and picking up. All right, so let's get into a couple of the funky box sets I got. All right, so start with the beginning at this point. All right, got this little guy. Right, obviously you got the foil. This is the debut album, Gish, and this is neat. All right, you know, show you the goodies that come within. So you've got a little booklet. All right, and you're basically talking about, you know, the Pumpkins in there. What else the hell would you be talking about? It's got some photos in there as well. But the real, as I stumble around, the real good stuff is what's on the CDs. And there's 3 of them, all right? Appropriately 1, 2, and 3. And the track listing, we'll get to that in a second. We also have these goodies, all right? So this is an old record club from the Pumpkins right there that they had back. This is way back. Comes with some postcard-like photos of each of the band members. All right. And where's Jimmy? Here's Jimmy. And obviously Darcy was in the photo preceding it. Photo of the band, or most of it. And Billy's very used guitar. All right, hanging out somewhere in his, probably in his parents' house. And this has got a pretty good track listing on it. So on this you have, you know, the original album, right, which is disc 1, I Am One, Siva, Rhinoceros, Bury Me, Crush, Suffer, Snail, Tristessa, Window Pane, and Daydream. That's great, all right. In addition to that, on disc 2, you have Tripping Through the Stars, as they call it. And you have, you know, different mixes, stuff from John Peel sessions, and on here you've got stuff like Starless Seaver, Honey Spider, Hippie Trippy, Snail, Plume, Bury Me, Daydream, Tristessa. Like I said, they, you know, different singles, different mixes. Jesus is the Sun, spelled S-U-N. Blue, Smiley, I Am One, Seam, La Dolla Vita, which appears also on Pisces Iscariot, which I'm going to show you that in a moment. Love that song. Pulsar, and Drown, which is ended up being on the singles soundtrack. And that brings up a question. You know, when you mention the singles soundtrack, I think the Pumpkins mistakenly get put in with grunge. All right. Now there is some, you know, very grungy aspects of their music, but they weren't part of that scene. Okay, they weren't part of the Seattle scene. Obviously, they're from Chicago, right? And to me, they were more alt rock than grunge. I guess it's certain pieces of their aesthetic, I guess you could say, was part of the grunge scene. But for me, they were always a very heavy alternative rock band. They took all their influences, whether it was new wave or heavy metal. Billy was great at later on in their career after the first two albums with adding orchestra and strings and stuff. And they were much more than the typical grunge band. Not that there's anything wrong with grunge. I love it. I'm a huge Soundgarden fan. And the final disc is a DVD, which was live at the Metro, which is cool to see the Pumpkins in their native habitat in Chicago. And you have on there an introduction, I Am One, Snail, Rhinoceros, Bury Me, Tristessa, Window Pane, Razor, Sookie Sookie, Godzilla, and Crush, acoustic version of that. So that's a neat little Pumpkins box set right there. Another one. Get into the other stuff we have, all right? So, the Monster album, all right? The first one where they really, made a big impact. Siamese Dream, and this is repackaged as another foil type package. I'm sure it's messing with you as you're trying to look at it. And this is another 2 CD, 1 DVD set. Again, got a booklet, lyrics, liner notes, stories, and photos. So, I got some smaller pics in this one. All right. And it's funny because I saw recently the girls that did this cover photo, they got back together again and redid the picture. It's kind of neat. Also in here, we've got advertisement for the postcards. Do believe that's Billy's mom right there with the brunette in the picture. And, you also have this picture. And these kind of go along with the lyrics of the album. All right. And you got a whole set of these in here, which is kind of cool. These weren't anywhere else. And it's a great album. I mean, if you've never listened to this, I don't know why you'd be watching this video at this point. But Siamese Dream was a beast of an album. It's like where you really heard, the power of the Pumpkins on this one, and they really broke big once this album hit. And there we go. We'll talk about the album itself. We've got the another DVD from the Metro. And we have the original album here, which has Cherub Rock, Quiet, Today, Hummer, Rocket, Disarm, Soma, Geek USA, Mayonnaise, Space Boy, Silverfuck, Sweet Sweet, and Luna. And I mean, you know, if you're a Pumpkins fan, you know what songs are also on this, like Cherub Rock, Today. Today's such a great track. Hummer, Rocket, Disarm. I mean, Geek USA, Mayonnaise, Silver Boy, Space Boy, and Silverfuck. Great album. 2, you have some rough mixes and demos. You got Passant, Siamese Dream, STP, Frail and Bedazzled, which also appears on the Pisces Iscariot box set, Luna, Quiet, Molasses Kiss, Hello Kitty Cat, Today, Never Let Me Down Again, Apathy's Last Kiss, Ache, USA, USSR, Space Boy, Rocket, Disarm, and Soma. Another cool box set if you can hunt this one down. I don't even know if these are still available. I bought them years and years ago. But since the Pumpkins have a new album out this week, why not show off the goodies, right? So that covers that. 3 more box sets to go. It's like box set bonanza this week. Mentioned it twice. Pisces Iscariot, right? And this is the deluxe version of this. And this is cool. All right. So, once again, you've got the booklet here, all right? Now, the booklet here, this has all the lyrics and liner notes in here, and, this ends up being the cover of the vinyl version that they released not long ago. This was the cover of the Pisces Iscariot, or I believe this is the back cover, and this was the front, kept the same. And this is disc 1, so you've got Soothe, Frail and Bedazzled, Plume, Whir, Blew Away, Passant, Hello Kitty Cat, Obscured, Landslide, Starler, Blue, Girl Named Sandoz, absolutely love that track, haven't spoken about that one before. La Dalla Vita, love that track too, and Spaced. And then, disc 2, all right, we have all sorts of stuff that's, never been released before. You've got By June, My Dahlia, Jesus Loves His Baby, Cinnamon Girl, Glynis, another track that's, that the Pumpkins have played live. Crawl, Cinder Open, Blissed, Slunk live, Jackie Blue, Venus in Furs live, another great tune to hear live from them. Translucent, that's a demo version. French Movie Theme, it's an outtake. Persnickety, a B-side from Gish outtakes. There It Goes, Vanilla, and Why Am I So Tired? So tired because you're producing so much damn music. In addition to those goodies in there, we also have yet another concert from the Metro. Okay. Let's see, did I get to that one or did we skip it? Yeah, no, that's this. So we have this, and this is a Basement Jam, right? Pulse Cable Access Show. There It Goes, She Incorporated, She, Under Your Spell, My Eternity, My Eternity Again, My Eternity Inc. and My Eternity, Bleed, Nothing and Everything, Jennifer Ever, which includes Jennifer Ever, Death of a Mind, and Spitface. Also got bonus performances of Blue, Offer Up, The Joker, Slunk, Dancing in the Moonlight, Snap, Hello Kitty Cat. So it's a great DVD. Haven't watched that in a while. I got to go back. And we also have, what else? Big on the postcards. So we'll go through these quickly as we put them away. We have all this stuff that they included in this box right here. All right. We also have this, which is Smashing Pumpkins on cassette. All right. And this is what differs from the other two boxes. It has this cassette in here, and it has Jennifer Ever, East, Nothing and Ever. And side B has the Sun Remix, She Live, and Spite Face. So that's kind of cool to have all that stuff tossed in as well. And next thing we're going to look at is another little box set of CDs. And then we're going to finish off with everybody's favorite Pumpkin album. I mean, come on, let's be serious, right? This is a neat little thing that they put out, like it's like a little lunchbox, right? And I've had this for many years, and this is The Airplane Flies High. And they have all the track lists right there. And it's cool, just like you would have in school back in the day. This box belongs to you. You can put your name in it. And it has a booklet and information on the songs, pictures of the band. Very, very cool stuff. And let's see, what do we have here? We have, first off, Bullet with Butterfly Wings, the single for that, which has Bullet with Butterfly Wings, of course. Said Sadly, You're All I've Got Tonight. Clones, We're All. A Night Like This, Destination Unknown, and Dreaming. So have some cover tunes in there, which is kind of neat. 1979, right? Very 1979 looking photo. Ugly, The Boy, Cherry, Believe, Set the Rate at Jerry. All right, and give you a peek in there as well. Actually, let's go back to the first one, show you that. And this was released on vinyl, but at the time I was buying nothing but CD. And I don't feel like donating a lung to get the vinyl on this one, but if I see it somewhere, I'm sure I'll pick it up. And this one, Smashing Pumpkins, Zero. You got Zero, God, Mouths of Babes, Tribute to Johnny, Marquee and Spades, Pennies, and Pasticcio Medley. Take a peek. Got that. And here it is, one of my favorites. Tonight, Tonight. Man, what a song, huh? Tonight, Tonight. Metadori Magpie, Rotten Apples, Jupiter's Lament, Medelia of the Gray Skies, Blank, and the Tonight Reprise. Very simplistic artwork there. And, come on. Last but not least in this little box of goodies, it's fighting me. Why is it fighting me? We have, what is this one called? Oh, that's right. 33. How can I forget? Hey. I guess we're going for the whole world leaders of Russia on this one. We've got what looks like Rasputin on the front. And on this, what do we have? We have 33, the last song, Airplane Flies High. It turns left and looks right. Transformer, the Bells, and My Blue Heaven. So that's that closes out this box set. We'll get this tucked in neatly in there. And we'll put that there. Last but not least, I actually have two different versions of this box set. Believe it or not, I've never opened this. I've had this forever. The deluxe box set of Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. And if you heard that noise in the background, that's the cat. That's Cupcake. She's wandering around. I don't know what she's doing, but she's back there moaning if you hear her. So we also have this version, all right? And this is probably one of my favorite albums of the 90s. It's just spectacular. It's a gorgeous box set. And like I said, they released two different versions of it, and I was more than happy to grab them both up. It's basically the original version on steroids from a tactile standpoint. Everything's bigger and easier to read. You've got all the lyrics, nice title page there. And as you go through, you have all the lyrics from the entire set. You also get this book. Lots of period photos of the band right there. All right. Billy still had some hair there before he started just giving up and shaving it off. Happens to the best of us. And this has also all sorts of special versions on the additional discs, which is why you buy these things. And it is a massive, massive 6-disc set. It also comes with some lithos, or as they call them, decoupage of the album. Very cool. And of course, the cover. And as far as this album goes, I mean, you have, the aforementioned Tonight, which I really love. 1979, you have Tonight Reprise. I mean, just so much good stuff on this album. And to put out a double album, double CD in the 90s, my God, what a lot of material that was. And, it was really phenomenal. Jelly Belly, another great song. Zero, great song. Here Is No Why. Bullet with Butterfly Wings, which, Billy has spoken about and said that as much as Tonight is loved, and that's one of his favorite tracks, they never really asked him to do more in that vein, the record companies. They always wanted more of Bullet with Butterfly Wings, stuff like that. To Forgive, F You, An Ode to No One. I won't say the whole word, even though I did say Silverfuck before, so I guess we'll say Fuck You, An Ode to No One. Love, Cupid the Lock, Galapagos, Muzzle, Porcelina of the Vast Oceans, Take Me Down, Where Boys Fear to Tread, great song. Bodies, 33, another great song. In the Arms of Sleep, 1979, probably safe to say Pumpkin's biggest track. Tales of the Scorched Earth, Through the Eyes of Ruby, Stumbling, which I love, XYU, We Only Come Out at Night, dig that one too, beautiful. Lily, My One and Only, by Starlight, and Farewell and Good Night. And that's where we're going to leave this week's episode, on that. Farewell and good night. Thank you for joining me as I go through some of the stuff in my Pumpkins collection. I hope you're digging what I'm doing. If you are, and you're new here, click the subscribe button. If you've been here before and you like this, drop a comment, click like, it doesn't hurt. Got more stuff coming up. I'm going to get to one of my private passions, I guess you could say, or one of the embarrassing things that I listen to, I guess. So we'll do that maybe in a week or two. Got coming up, gonna do some new releases that are coming out the 22nd. There's supposed to be a ton of new stuff coming out. I have a ton of stuff ordered. Let's see what shows up when. Yeah, we'll take it from there. But as always, thank you for stopping by, spending some time with me. I really do appreciate it. As I always say, peace, one love, music. I'm out.